Welcome back to the Warhammer Station. I'm Colin. This is my coverage of day two of the Lone Star Open. Again, this event was so much fun. Lots of good players, lots of good games, and this one was no different. I feel kind of bad in a sense of this gentleman hadn't played very much, but he had a really good attitude. You can tell it showed in the way that he executed his strategy and stuff. And so this was an easy win for me, but as they say, a win's a win. Um, this game was what was the mission? The ritual. So I was able to move up and uh, put objectives into the mid board and just get a lot of points. He didn't do that at all. Um, he wasn't able to kill Angron, even with shooting at him. He overwatched him, I think, twice and shot at him between saves and failed wounds. Uh, the result is what you see here. He had killed an armiger before, or a war dog before this, jumped over that one behind him as on the screen, and then killed the Night Desecrator pretty easy. Um, I think he died after this. He couldn't really withstand the shooting from all the other stuff. At that point, he was already low on wounds. They had 10 wounds at that point, and this might have been before some of the other shooting. Um, Terminators came in and did some work. He brought in some reserves and thinned me out pretty well. But I just put the points up way too early for him to come back and do much. Again, playing the Knights was the specialty of this list. Angron and the Bloodthirster are just able to kill so much so fast as their effectiveness goes way, way down. And it turned into an easy win based off my opponent's experience and my list being a hard counter to them. It was a really good game, and everything looked really nice, all the models and stuff. So this was my second game of the day against Imperial Guard. Really, really nice painted army. He canceled up in the back, but in this one, actually, all my shooting was really effective. And of course, Angron running up into his lines and tying up stuff to where he couldn't do much. He shot an insane amount of Angron, and the 2+ saves just tanked it and saved the day. And it ended up being a bloodbath. I'm kind of in the way. Let's see here. You can see the Terminators right above my shoulder here. They deep struck in the back, killed a Basilisk, and that was even after they got shot by the Basilisk. Kind of didn't do much to him. But the Bloodthirster and Angron, I think Angron finally died after this, but after a good chunk of this stuff was cleaned out, and it did not go well for the guard player at this point, especially with the Terminators in the backfield. And this was kind of a really good play and a misplay on the guard player's part. I had this war dog here on the objective, and you can see the little walker things moving up to contest it, and there used to be some infantry right here in the turn previous who were going to try and claim the objective, but when he did that, it made a gap enough for my Terminators to sneak in there, and so he's got an assassin stuck here on that objective, and again, when the Terminator showed up, all that stuff in there, nothing lasted. He did bring a couple units back to stand in a corner and try and do a gambit, but that would have gotten him only 70 or 80 points, and I was at 95 by the end of it. Again, really good game, really good opponent, and just some really small misplays, really, and some good saves, really delivered this win home for me. I didn't get any pictures of the third game. I apologize for that. It was against Death Guard, and this one ended up being a total massacre on my part. Um, let's see, he had a Land Raider with his main HQ and some Black Lord Terminators inside of it. Had 3 Plague Burst crawlers, 2 of the little multi-melta walker things. I think 2 sets of Plague Marines, maybe 2 or 3. 3 Plague Marines. I can't, and the Las Cannon Predator. And he got first turn, moved on to the center objective, and then Angron jumped over and killed all the Terminators. I rolled really well for everything, and I was going to back that up with the Bloodthirster, and it just really went downhill for them at that point. He had some Nurgle beast things, but I brought the Terminators in on the backfield. They killed the Plague Marines. They killed the Beast of Nurgle. They killed the little multi-melta vehicle thing. And then between Angron and the Bloodthirster, they jumped over and killed all the Plague Burst crawlers, and the Land Raider shot and killed the tank. It took a couple of turns to do that, but and then my opponent had a couple misplays as well. He tried to kill the Land Raider. I was able to pop smoke on it, increased its effectiveness by quite a lot, and it tanked all its hits and made all its saves. And the other big thing that happened during this was the Bloodthirster was able to. I rolled an incredible amount of 4+s. He shot a lot of the little las cannon equivalent. I forget what those Plague Burst things have exactly, but the little las cannons they have on them, I just tanked tons and tons of saves with that 4+ invul on my Bloodthirster. I felt kind of bad for my opponent, but I mean, I offered to let them use my dice. They're not loaded or nothing, anything like that, but I had literally just purchased them just before this game, or before the game before this. They're the FLG dice with the Khorne Berserker on them, so they look really cool. And so I won that game extremely handily. I think I put up 95 points or something like that, but and my opponent got a few points out of it, but it wasn't even close. It really wasn't. And he did good, except for that misplay at the start trying to shoot the Land Raider. He should have shot Angron or the Bloodthirster, and the Bloodthirster just tanking all of his saves. It really turned the game in my favor in a major way. And then I did overwatch one of his little multi-melta little tank things. I had put it on one wound. I overwatched it in the movement phase. I kind of don't like that, but you got to play the game. You got to play the cards that you're dealt, and you got to play the game by the rules, and that's what it does. So it was a lot of fun. The event was a lot of fun. Had a lot of good time with a lot of good friends, and I think I got 95 points on the list. This is my first event of this year. First event attempt. I've got a couple more to go to, and I'm curious if I should keep playing War Leaders or play something else. There's a balance between scoring a lot of points and attempting to win the whole event, and just playing stuff you really like, playing stuff you love, and what you think is going to be effective. There's not a lot of Knights, a lot of Eldar. This list doesn't have any answer to Custodes or Gene Stealer cults or anything like that. So it's a real rock, paper, scissors type of game, and I don't really know if I'm smart enough or intelligent enough to make a list that's going to really be a take all comers, be super effective type thing. So I'm really thinking on that stuff. If you have any thoughts or comments, please let me know. Thanks for watching these videos. Thanks for consuming my content. Thanks for being part of my burgeoning community here. Things are getting better. Things are improving, gaining followers at a pretty good rate, and everything's going really well. I appreciate y'all watching. Follow me on all my stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And thank you for watching.